This film shares 9 fictional stories developed from the real experiences of 58 parents who shared times they felt lonely during pregnancy and in the years after birth. The 9 animations are presented through the eyes of the storyteller, and each story is separated by the image of an eye opening and closing. After the stories, we share information about our research into the solutions for this loneliness and where to go for help if you need it.
After a rough night seeing each hour, I wanted to go out, but it was a struggle getting the pram down the stairs of our flat because the lift was broken. The first bus didn't turn up and the next one had no spaces for prams. We were late to the playgroup and everyone was already talking in groups and I felt so awkward. I walked home alone to save money, but it rained and there was nowhere to dry the pram in my flat, which is already damp. And I can't afford the heating.
All the baby groups are during the day when I am at work. The dad's groups are all like football and curry, which actually isn't what I like. Or they're called Mummy and Me Swimming, and if you do go, you get, now mummies do this or mummies do that. When I'm out with my kids, people say, oh, are you babysitting? Actually, dads don't babysit, they just dad. So when the baby is screaming, I worry that people question what I'm doing. So I actually carry proof she is mine just in case. It puts me off going out.
There wasn't a local LGBTQ+ antenatal group, so being a lesbian couple, it felt really weird. We got split off into groups of mums and dads, and I kind of wanted the world to swallow me up when I had to join the dads group. During the pregnancy, the midwife spoke to my wife and not me, even though I'm his mum too. Sometimes they thought I was a friend and they kept asking about dad. I felt like a spare part.
Our first daughter was stillborn. Nobody asked me how I was coping. They only ever asked me how my wife was doing. I put on a brave face and I felt like I had to be strong for everyone. When I was growing up, I was told men don't cry. Thankfully, now I've learnt that they do. I've got 2 more kids now, and I just wish people recognised that we dads have feelings too, and we aren't just the support crew.
I went to a baby class to meet people, but I just felt like I didn't fit in. All of the activities were for the baby, and mine just wanted to be fed and screamed for most of it. It cost so much money, like £9.50, and I didn't even get to have one adult conversation.
I had my baby young and all my friends were still out partying and I felt so left out. No one understood what having a baby was like, and my phone went quiet. When I went to baby groups, I felt like all the other mums had their lives together, careers, houses, husbands, and they were all looking down on me. It might not even have been true, but you start to think like that, especially everything they said about how we teenage mothers are such a problem.
We don't really talk about mental illness in my community. Children are a gift from God and we should be grateful. Oh, I am, but also where is the village I was promised? No one back home realises what it's like having a baby in the UK. People do come round, but they just want to hold a baby, and I end up running around after them too. I'm exhausted, and the only time I get to myself is in the shower, sometimes.
I remember telling my friend one day that I hated my baby and I regretted having her, and they said nothing. They just looked really awkward, and then they stopped coming round. I felt so alone. No one wants to hear about it when you were finding everything so hard.
I look out of the window and just wait for them to get home. I used to have a full calendar with work, friends and hobbies, and now it's just home alone, clock watching, survival and feeling like a terrible failure. I had no idea that some babies just don't sleep or that breastfeeding could be so hard or so painful. I always thought I would be a great mother, but I'm not. I'm scared to tell people how I really feel in case they take my baby away.
We hope this film will raise awareness of what leads to feelings of loneliness, including poverty, discrimination, unrealistic expectations put on parents, inadequate support, and being excluded. We hope that after watching this film, some people will realise they are not alone in feeling lonely. Our research has also identified potential solutions for loneliness. You can find out more by reading our report. Thank you for watching. If you have been affected by any of the content in this film and need support, The Hearts and Minds Partnership website has a fantastic list of national and local services. You can also contact NHS 111, your GP, midwife or health visitor, or the Samaritans, and ask for support.